See, here's the thing. I don't care who you are, where you come from, or what kind of gamer you think you are. Right now, at this exact moment, is absolutely the greatest time in history to love video games. Period. Umbrella Fight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Umbrella Fight. This is the one and only podcast where the only thing that matters is video games.
Dude, it's video games.
It's video games. It's always video games, and I love that. I love that for you. I love that for me, and I love that for everybody watching. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get some of that sweet, sweet intro music. Bah! All right. Well, Devin, how the heck are you? Man, you were running LATE tonight, huh?
Yes, sir. Dude, I like sped over here. I was like, oh man, I was like caught up in some work stuff and I completely like lost track of time. And
you know what? You were locked in, brother.
Dude, I was locked in.
That's just how it goes sometimes. You got to take care of business.
That's right.
Well, you know what? I'm so glad you're here and I'm so glad you guys are joining us. Thank you so much for being here. This is, of course, the Umbrella Fight podcast. We are going to get to chatting about some video games, but of course, we have to do the very first thing we always do, and that is our collective quench.
Ooh.
Well, hope you have a drink beside you. If you got a drink, go ahead and grab it, be it water, soda, or booze, if that's your thing. Doesn't matter here. We ain't judging. So everybody grab your glass, raise it up. Umbrella Fight, our circle tight. We shine together in the night with laughter loud and spirits in sync. Raise up your glass, and now we drink.
We drink. Ah, yes.
We're not sponsored here, but I'm drinking this like cherry Dr. Pepper right now. It's delicious, I gotta say. What are you bopping on? It's WATER?
Yeah, well, it's infused with fruit.
Ooh,
you know,
fancy
that
water.
old office water. You know what I mean? They
the fruit water. I love fruit water.
Hard.
Hey, the Lucid fruit water is awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
It is super good.
Oh man. Well, now that we have collective quenched, I just want to say big shout outs to Devin. We are gonna miss John though. John is gonna be out today. John is studying for a big test.
Yeah.
And we want to give him a shout out. And John, we know you're going to do well. So if you're listening to this post CCNA, congratulations. I'm just going to go ahead and preemptively lay that down. And if you're listening to it before the CCNA, you got this, brother. You got it.
Well, if he's listening to it before the CCNA, but what are you doing? Study. Come on.
Yeah, get off this podcast.
Get off the podcast, dude.
Go study that networking. Well, hey, man, how you been? How you been doing this week? Everything been going good for you, Devo?
You know, the cold didn't wreck me too bad, so we're doing okay over here.
Man, it was freezing where
Dude,
we were at.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah, we went out to the car and there was ice everywhere. And you know what? Where we live is hot, so I'm kind of okay with it being cold every now and then. But damn, this was like a lot of cold. So
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad that there wasn't too much ice, like overall, like, you know, it was fairly tamed in our side of town, like, I'd say really overall for Houston, it wasn't so bad. Like we've clearly had way worse.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, it's good stuff. We survived it. We're doing all right.
Most def. We just kind of hunkered down and did nothing. It was kind of awesome. It was like a forced, hey, chill out.
Yeah,
no pun intended, or maybe it was. Who knows? Who could say?
No, freezes are always nice for that purpose. Is you're just kind of like you just kind of sit down and you're just like, what else do I do?
100%
to be warm. Like
we don't know how to go outside. Can't go mow the lawn. Yeah, yeah. It's a forced sit down. We always welcome some relaxation time.
Yeah,
but we didn't want to talk about the weather, man. That's for acquaintances.
That's right.
We're friends.
We're like,
you guys are friends too. So
it's cold out there.
Yes, weather is good. Actually, there's a really good joke. There's a really good joke in Verho about that. There, one of the merchants is like, "Are you buying? I'm selling," and that's like all he says. And then if you try to talk to him, there's an option that says talk, and he's like, "Oh yes, I am selling. Weather is good. Now you buy." And that's it. That's all you get.
Small talk at its finest.
Yeah, just cut right to the chase. I'm selling you
Get
stuff. What are
over
you
it, dude.
buying? I got weapons. You want them? Cool.
Yeah, buy or sell. Get out. Go.
Yep. 100%. Speaking of the Vigi games, how's the Vigi games going for you? Did you get some gaming in during the freeze?
Oh, dude. Well, it wasn't during the freeze, but I got it. Well, it was my entire weekend last week. So
Ooh.
I put in hours. I put in about. Hold on, I can check. It was somewhere along the lines. I'm just going to throw a ball number out there and I'll verify it here in a second. I think I spent about 14 hours on a game just last weekend.
Whoa. That's wild.
I'll give you,
because I did too.
I'll give you like 3 guesses.
Let's see. I'm gonna go off the beaten path that you've been going on, and I'm gonna go with Valheim.
Okay.
Were you building?
It was not Valheim.
Oh no. Okay, I'm down to 2 guesses. I guess Battlefield 6.
Nope.
No. Something new?
Well, it is a nostalgia play.
I bet it was Rocket League, but it was Sideswipe.
It wasn't. You know what it was?
Damn.
It was. Yeah, you're bad at this, dude.
You left me hanging. I know, I'm a terrible guesser.
No worries. So it was Fable.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. That is a great subject to get on.
Shit out of some Fable last weekend.
Okay.
And boy, will I tell you, I had a blast, Nathan. I actually couldn't tell you if I'm about to beat the game, but I'm pretty sure I'm about to be done with the game. And I just verified. Man. I'm at 17.1 hours on Steam. I haven't never touched it on Steam until I think it was. Did I start playing Friday night? I don't know if I played Friday night or not, but it was either Friday night or Saturday that I started playing it, and I just played it like the whole weekend. That's like all I did.
Awesome,
and, dude! Oh my god, it was so fantastic. I got roped into it. I didn't think it was going to be as good because like last week, I don't remember if you recall, but I was kind of like, I don't think it held up. Like, I don't think this game was like one of those that just stood the test of time in that regard. It was just kind of one of those that was really amazing for its time and kind of had some niches that were unique or whatever. And
sure,
we'll get into it, but man, it like hooked me. I wanted to continue playing it like a really bad. Like that's all I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? When that game grabs you, it's like Verho did to you, man. Like it's like all you want to do. You're like, I can't even think about anything else.
We'll get into that. I have something to say about that. But
it was my fix.
Talk to me about why that hooked you. What got you? So wait, pump the brakes a bit. You're playing this on Steam, and it's like, is it like a remastered? Is it like
it is a like a remaster. It's their anniversary edition, Fable Anniversary Edition. So it is an updated version, and they do have. So like they kind of, I'm sure they fixed some, but I don't know everything that they did with it. But what I do know is that there are some tweaks, definitely graphically, and then also there was some tweaks for being able to play it on PC. There were some game mode options like difficulty levels. They had like another difficulty level that was there. I didn't touch that. I just wanted to play.
Was it like more difficult?
Yes. Yeah, like way more difficult. It was like, here's like the game intended, and then it was like, hey, you're gonna hate yourself if you play this mode, but it's here for you.
I love hate yourself modes.
It was something like that. It wasn't quite that brazen, but it was pretty close to it, where it was just like, hey, you're gonna die a lot in this game mode. Like
you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, don't do this if you want to like not die. But yeah, no, the game was remastered and put into Steam. It was a couple of years ago, I think, at this point. But the game ran really smooth. It looks like it was done. Well, damn, I don't know if that's. Yeah, it looks like it was done a while ago. Is that 2014?
Oh, dang. That's more than a decade ago at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds about right, I guess.
Yeah, September 12th, 2014. Thanks, Jamie. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Pulling that shit up. So I enjoyed it, dude. I opened it up and I had no clue what to expect. Like, obviously opening, like, you get like the little studios that were a part of it, the little credits or whatever, and that was like super nostalgic.
The
I remember
mandatory
those.
logos.
Yes, all the logos that pop up before the game. Yeah, it was really nostalgic, and then I started playing it, and it's clunky. Okay, it's still a little clunky.
It's got old school jank.
Yes, it does have old school jank. By every stretch of the imagination that you can imagine, little movement quirks there, like targeting quirks. UI controls felt like really weird to use at first. It took a moment. Like, we've adapted, we've optimized controls so well
Bro,
in modern
have
games.
we not? Oh my gosh.
With all the same buttons too. I don't know how, like, people are smart, I guess,
Yeah.
because I don't even feel like I have that many abilities that I need to use in this game, but it feels so complex to get to all of them. And it, because like you're kind of hotkeying all of them. There's like, you'll do like a like right trigger will toggle another menu, and then you've got like a bunch of spells on there, and then you can press the D-pad up to go to some additional spells if you want. And then
Whoa.
you have like, so you have like all the spells on. So when you hold right trigger, all your spells are now like the X, A, B, Y buttons,
The
right?
face buttons or
Yeah,
whatever.
the face buttons, and like your basics there, and then you can also use the D-pad for other things as well. So it's like it toggles like a separate whole menu, and then when you let go of it, then you get all of these other controls. So like, there's a lot going on, but it actually isn't that many things. It's just done in a way that's kind of not well done, if that makes sense. Like,
Less
you're
intuitive.
yeah, because like, yes, that's 100% what it is. There's totally ways that they could have done this that was just like way easier that you see in modern games. And it's like, it was smart for the time. Like, hey, you can press this and all of a sudden you get all these new abilities. The problem is that feels jank after, like, you have to do that so many times for different things, and like,
I see.
it's interesting. But outside of the jank move controls, dude, the game was kind of awesome. It didn't waste time. You jumped right into the game, and what I mean is you jumped right into the trauma and the story, and it didn't really hold you like, it held your hand in regards to like a little tutorial on like how to do things, but you didn't go through like a actual tutorial. It was just kind of like,
It wasn't no
how games
Legend of
do.
Zelda tutorial.
No. It was, you were more so like, you were kind of put in, and the story started happening really fast, and you didn't necessarily expect it. You were like, you're
I love that.
spawn in, and you're like with your dad, and your dad's like scolding you, kind of. You're like this little kid, and your dad's like, hey, I know it's your sister's birthday, and I know you didn't get her a birthday present. And you're like, oh dang. He's like, but let me give you an out here. If you go do 3 good deeds in our village, he goes, I'll give you a gold for each of the good deeds that you do. Okay.
Nice. That's a dad right there making you work for it.
That's right. And so you start going around the town, and like, you're like, doing like stupid little, this little girl. She's like, my teddy bear or whatever. and so you have to go find her teddy bear in the village, and whatever. And there's like one guy that's off in this corner, and he's like cheating on his wife. And then you have to make,
Oh, geez.
this is okay. Yeah, no, check it out, because this sets the stage to what Fable is. So like, you find this guy, and he's like cheating on his wife, and he's like, hey, scram, little kid, make sure not to tell my wife. And so then you're like, oh shit, like, should I tell his wife or not? And so you
Like
go
a
find
moral
his
choice.
you find his wife, and you get into a dialogue with her, and she's like, hey, do you know where my husband is right now? I bet he's with some hussy. And and, and
She
you have
knows.
yeah, she knew, but you have the option to lie and be like, oh no, like, he's just out there working. Like you could just straight lie to her. And so it kind of builds this like foundation for, hey, you're going to make a bunch of decisions like this in the game, and it completely dictates like how your character plays, how your character interacts with the rest of the people in the world, how your character can use spells, like you get limited on like what you can like cast with your spells.
Oh, wow.
It's all sorts of stuff. It changes your appearance. Like by the end of the like towards the end of the game, like as you make choices, if you're good, you become like kind of like a little angel, if you will. And then if you start doing really bad things consistently and you reach a certain point, you actually start growing horns and you start turning pale and like get all these gross veins on your face and like horrifying.
Ew.
And so, but it sets a precedent to where you're going to make all these decisions. This is a moral game. Like you're making moral decisions constantly. And so you have these battles of like, what should I do? I will say this. The decisions are a lot of times kind of cheesy, like especially in the beginning. Like the first like
Sure.
maybe half of the game, it's silly stuff like that where you were like, should I tell this woman that her husband's cheating on her or not? And then towards the end of the game, these moral decisions get so freaking heavy, dude, where you're like, whoa. Like Macy was like, I don't think I could be the immoral character. She's like, I don't know if I could play that side because of some of the decisions that you have to make.
Oh, really? Like
dude,
what? Give me an example.
All right, I'm gonna set the stage. I got you, dude. I'm
Awesome.
gonna set the stage.
Let's go.
So I'm gonna take you through the journey of Fable, man. So you're in that village and you're doing these your tasks for your father, right? So you're trying to make this money. So you're doing these tasks for your dad so that you can buy your, sister a birthday gift or whatever. And so you're doing these tasks. You complete the task, you get the gold, and then you go talk with your sister. And when you're handing your sister, I think you got her a box of chocolates or something. Like you bought her a box of chocolates for 3
Lovely.
gold. It was fantastic. Whatever. She was like, "Oh, thank you so much. Clearly you thought of me." And you're like,
clearly.
yeah. No, she's. I think she seemed genuine, but interesting.
Who could say?
Yeah. Who could say? So like you give her the box of chocolates and like you were like retrieving her. Your dad was like, "Hey, go get her," but like you probably don't want to show up without a gift. She's probably expecting it. So like he was being a homie. And so you bring the box of chocolates to your sister, you give it to her, she's all like, thank you. And you were gonna go say, hey, dad wants us to come back. And so you start to walk away, and then the gates of your village get like blown in by these raiders. And raiders storm the entire town, and you're just like, you just duck, take cover, and hope for the best. And the raid ends, kind of. Everything's on fire, and you're like, oh crap, let me go get back to my dad and see what's up. Well, sister's gone. She got snagged up.
No.
And then your dad was dead in front of his house.
Oh my God, that's traumatic.
Mom was also nowhere to be found. She was like out doing something, and now she's just gone. And so now you're standing at your dad and you're like, what do I do? And you're like an 8-year-old kid, maybe a 6-year-old kid or something.
Oh my gosh.
So you're like, I don't know what to do. Like you're just sitting there crying at your dad, like on literally you're just like, oh, and then this random dude with like blue glowing veins comes up to you and is like, come with me. And your kid's like freaking out at first, and he's like, or stay and die. Like that, you don't really have much of an option. So you stay, you're gonna get killed by the raiders. You can come with me, and you can live. And
come with me if you want to live.
So you're forced to do that. It's not something you decide. He takes you, he teleports you. Immediately, you get thrown into this like training academy to become a quote unquote hero. And that's the journey. That's the start of everything. So now you're like this abandoned kid. He's like traumatized, like he's crying, right? In this whole process, he's like, and this dude's just like immediately starting training. Like, hey, your training starts tomorrow. Like, get rest. And the kid's just like left alone in a room and is like bawling his eyes out. And
this is awful,
dude. I'm telling you, it's crazy. So you're left alone. You're a child. You have no one now, except this academy who like just whipped you up. Well, story continues, and you start your training, and you kind of get adept in your training, etc. You grow You get good, you graduate your hero college, you kind of become, I think you're probably like 20 or something when you graduate. So you're actually aging. So you play through like the training to like the college is part of your training. Like learning how to play the game. You're going to get some like tools and things like that within that
Yeah.
area. And it's teaching you how to use the sword, how to use
And
the
you age
spells.
during this process?
And you age during the process. So there's like which is really cool. So you go through like the first phase, you're like a child, and you're doing like little baby boy tasks, and then you hit like a checkpoint, and it like jumps forward, and you're like a teenager, like a young teenager, and you're going through more intense trials. So like you're doing like actual sword combat, and then you kind of perfect a lot of those things, and then boom, you hit like adulthood. In adulthood, they're like, hey, you finally graduated, you've done great. Now, go be a hero in the world. And that's kind of like the start of the game. Like that's kind of where they leave you.
Wow.
So yeah, you're just kind of like thrusted into this hero position. Now you're kind of a badass dude. Like they trained you up from a young age, and like you excelled really, really well for whatever reason, right? You're gonna
Well, you know what they say, children make the best soldiers, I guess.
yeah. Well, you have this rival in the academy. It's like this
There it
chick.
is.
Yeah, she's this chick. She's fine. Like she's a friend, but it's a rival, right? Like it's the friendly competition. And
Yeah,
her
yeah.
older brother is just like constantly like, oh, Whisper's gonna obliterate you. She's gonna take you out, and then you just go whoop her. And then he's like, Whisper, how could you lose to him? Like there's no way. Like this, we're gonna train harder now. And you just keep beating her the whole time. Well,
That's funny.
so the academy kind of sets some precedent for like your lore growing up, and then some of the individuals that you're going to interact with. And like Whisper's one of them, and then also her older brother, and then you're also talking to the guild or the hero leader, and he's just
Blue vein guy.
No, Blue Vein guy's not hero leader. He's like he is some sort of a hero there for the guild, but he's not running it. He's just a high level. Like he's just
Like
really
a recruiter
strong,
dude.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda.
He develops into a character later on in the story that becomes more important, but mainly at this point in the game, he's kind of just the guy who kidnapped you or like took you to the college, and it's just kind of left there for a long time. Well, you go on this journey, dude, and pretty quickly you find out your sister is not dead.
Ooh.
And so you're like, oh, like I need to find my sister. Like this is a big deal.
Spoilers for a 30-year-old game at this point.
Oh yeah,
20,
dude. Yeah,
20-year-old.
dude. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, if you haven't played Fable, bro, you're cooked. But yeah, spoilers. So you're gonna find your sister, and she's like working with the bandits, like this like big bandit organization, and she's like somehow at the helm of something somewhere, or maybe being held. And you go find her, and she's like a badass. And you're like, what happened?
Brother badass and sister badass. I mean,
so check it out.
They got it in their blood, it sounds like.
You walk up, the first time you see her, she's just wearing a blindfold, and you're like, what? Like she tells you she had her eyes gouged out during the raid.
Whoa.
And then they took her back, and like she started training with this other guy. Like this dude started training her, and she got really badass, etc. She kind of has her own little arc in who she is, and she also starts to bring in, starts to tie in some other characters that build into the major moral, or like the opposition to the world. Not necessarily a good or a bad guy, but like the conquerors of the world, right? And there's like a couple of different opposing forces. So you start to get introduced into like hey, there's some other stuff happening in this world that I'm not fully aware of. And you continue to progress and get stronger. You're just doing like little willy-nilly quests here and there. Again, moral quests. Like you can either again, as you're siding with kind of the hero, or it's the good god, or the bad god, or whatever. And you can either like give money to people, like one of the first scenarios you do. So there's like this homeless guy. He's like a beggar on the side of the street, and he's just like, give me some coin. And then there's this bully like standing there right next to him, is just like you're a loser, like stop begging for money, you loser, get out of here.
That's rude.
And no, no, exactly. And so you walk up and the guy's like, hey, can you get rid of this bully? And then you're like, you have the decision, do I get rid of the bully? So you talk to the bully, and the bully's like, yeah, man, you need help. Just get this guy out of here. He's just a nuisance. All he's doing is just begging for gold. Like, what a loser. And so you can choose to shoo off the bully, or you can choose to bully the freaking homeless guy or the beggar with the bully. Like, kind of cheesy, but like, man, like, you kind of feel like a jerk if you bully this beggar.
Yeah, right.
So I bullied the beggar because I did,
you jerk.
100%. I decided that was what I wanted to do, is to play the immoral position in the entire game, which was really difficult, actually.
I bet.
There was not just from like oh my gosh, I feel so bad, but like it kind of, this is where some of the issue was with the game, is you're kind of playing this bad guy, but you're also fighting a lot of the bad guys. So it kind of felt like, why are you guys attacking me? Like, I feel like we're kind of like, we're gang, you know what I mean? Like, we're crew.
Yeah. That's incongruous.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of that, but it kind of went both ways depending on the quest that you were doing. So
they call that there's a technical term for that. It's called ludonarrative dissonance.
Yes.
And that is the most, I really have come to despise that term, because it's like, it was at some point in the zeitgeist of journalism and gaming, it was like all anyone could talk about, like, oh, why is this main character who cares so much about these people just shooting everybody? Yeah, okay, but it's still a video game, so I don't know.
No, it did annoy me.
This is a perfect distillation of that, though. You know,
yeah, 100%.
You being an asshole, you're supposed to be the good guy. Like, what the fuck are you bullying the beggar for?
Yeah, yeah. It was kind of like that, but it was interesting. Like, it definitely like made me upset, because I was like, man, I don't want to have to do this. Like, I just kind of want to play on the negative side and then deal with the overarching story, because there was kind of a separation, but like of good and evil, or I will say, never mind. Let me rephrase it. There was not a separation of good and evil in the guild, kind of. So there was like there was like the only thing that the guild was looking to do was to protect the world. They weren't looking to dictate what was right and what was wrong.
They just want the world to survive and keep going.
Correct.
For better or worse.
Yes, they're not the ones to govern, in other words. They're the ones to just make sure things continue forward. And it was really cool. Like, it was neat to see that, because they weren't like intervening. They weren't like mad at you for like treating that beggar like horrible. Now, he's like, I wouldn't do that, but you know, like, if that's what you want to do, then I guess that's just how you're going to play that's how you're going to be. And I can't stop that. He's like, I hope you do the right thing in life, but you know, from here on out, it's your decisions to make. And so you just kind of go through that, and you're never like X'd out of the guild for any reason so far.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Now, the kind of move along here in the story, and I'll get to kind of where I'm at. Because a lot happens, and essentially where you get is you find your sister. You find out your sister was kind of badass, but she's like doing her own thing, and then all of a sudden she gets kidnapped by this guy called Jack. Oh shoot, what was his name? He's like, oh god, no, I'm gonna be so mad if I can't think of this. Hold on. I gotta pull that shit up.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get this.
Jack of Blades. Boom.
Yep, there it is. Jack of Blades.
Jack of Blades is like your like peak pinnacle, like trying to obliterate the entire world guy. That comes into play not super early on, but kind of mid game. You start to realize what's the bigger picture of kind of what's happening in the world.
It's like common enemy.
Yes, like everyone kind of hates him because he's like ridiculously powerful. And you meet him, the first time you meet him is you have an opportunity. He comes in and he creates chaos essentially. So you're doing this big like infamous arena match thing, and this is like kind of after you've set your feet in the ground of like your moral decisions, kind of what kind of a character you're playing, blah blah blah. You've gotten really strong for the most part, and you're doing this arena, and this arena is it's like a gladiator arena. It's like show how strong you are. You're the heroes, and the heroes put on the show for the people. And so the heroes are fighting these like enemies style things that can be bandits, that could be like these crazy undead, giant rock monsters, all sorts of stuff that's in the game. And then it's once you get to the end of the arena, the next thing that happens is halfway through the arena, you're paired up with Whisper back from the college.
Nice.
And you guys are fighting in the arena together against the enemies. And you're kind of showing off again, your showboat, and it's like a good deal. But then you guys defeat everything. Like you're done. Like you won the arena, and it's just you two left.
Are you not entertained?
Exactly. Literally, are you not entertained? And then Jack comes out of nowhere, dude. Jack of Blades pops up at the top of the arena and was like, "Congratulations, you guys." And everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's Jack of Blades." Like everyone's scared of him. It's like, "Oh my gosh, he's so powerful." And this is like your first real encounter with Jack of Blades. And he basically goes, "Well, you guys have done really good in the arena, but there can only be one winner."
Oh no.
So he pins you up to fight to the death with Whisper, the one you grew up with in the college. And then he just kind of stands there, and like you have the decision to make, and you're talking with Whisper, and Whisper's like, "Hey, we can just put on a good show. That's what everyone came here for. We don't need to kill each other. We can walk out of this. Like, it's not a big deal." She's like, it's not that serious. Now, mind you, okay, there's a little bit of you that kind of doesn't like Whisper, specifically because of how like rude she was to you when you were growing up about trying to be better than you at everything. And you're like, "Why are you doing this to me? Like, it's like, I'm just better and you're just mad. Like quit."
Yeah.
And then the older brother is constantly like just dogging on you. And you're like, you guys are kind of jerks. But then it's like, okay, at the end of the day, are we really like, we're not real enemies here.
We go to the same school, bro.
Correct. It's like we're just rivals. There's a difference. We're not enemies.
Yeah.
And that was kind of what I think she was getting at. It's like, look, this doesn't have to, we don't need to do this. We can just put on a good show. Let's fight a little bit. We'll call it. She's like, "I'm going to kick your ass anyway." And, and then we can walk out of this. And of course, I'm immoral. So I was like, "Okay, let's fight." And then it gets to the point where she's like, "Okay, all right, you win. Like, let's stop." And so then I keep fighting, and she's like, "Okay, it's going to be like that. Let's go." And then she like turns up, and you literally kill her. You kill her in the arena.
Dang.
And her brother gets so mad.
I mean, I would.
And so this is kind of like the start of like, okay, Jack of Blades is like doing some stuff. Like he's just like, he's got his hands and stuff, and no one stopped him. No one interfered here with what he was doing. So what's the power? And the queen of the land was just like allowing it too. Like she wasn't saying, "Hey, Jack, get out of here. Like we don't want you."
Worthless leaders.
And so you're kind of put in this position of like, well, why did she not have a problem with this first off? And then she even shushed up the older brother. She was like, "Hey, chill. Like, it's just the arenas. That's what's supposed to happen. Like, stop making a big deal of it." Like, Whisper lost.
Dang. That's brutal.
Yes. And then she hits on you. She's like, "And come back to my place and we can talk."
No. Oh my God. This game goes all over the place.
Because you're a real champion. So that's another aspect of the game. There's like, you can get married and like have relationships and like business, like anyway, there's all sorts of other stuff that you can do. There's so many side little things you can do in this game.
That's wild.
So you end up like continue your journey. It turns into a side quest. You don't have to go and like marry the freaking queen. I did end up doing that, but like a lot of the rumors, like she's evil, she's a demon, blah blah blah. Like, and it's like you kind of want to believe it a little bit because she's like kind of weird. And you're like, why? Yeah, like why was she okay with that? And then she's like imprisoning this one guy who's like freaking out, and he's like, look, I was just trying to, you know, protect everyone, and she threw me in the prison because I was trying to expose that she's a real demon, and so be careful around her. And so like they plant those seeds of like she's evil, but I was like, hey, I'm evil too, so.
But you're evil too, so
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
no worries.
I was like, hey,
hey,
she's a demon.
simpatico.
Yeah, that's better for me, dude. Yeah, dude. So like you're on this like crazy journey now. Now you have this big adversary. Well, you end up getting after that arena, like as you're leaving, you're walking out of the arena, and then you look at this statue, and your character realizes it's his mom.
Oh,
And
twist.
So you're walking after you're the champion, and you've talked to the queen or whatever, and you're leaving and you're going, you stop and you're like, oh my God, like that's my mom. Like I know my mom. Like what? Why is she a huge like statue in the arena? And then of course, Jack of Blades comes out of nowhere, poof, and is like, ah, I see. You found out that your mother was a hero just like you, and a good one just like you.
Oh,
Best.
oh my
So
gosh.
This was like, so you're learning, okay, my mom's like a badass, but like I never knew this. Like she never showed us that she was this sick warrior. So
she just kind of disappeared during the initial scuffle.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So
kind of want to play this game now.
Dude, it's crazy. It's kind of nuts. And so they kind of set the stage for all of this stuff, and you're going through, and he reveals not only that that your mother was a badass, but he also then was like, he sent you on a quest to go find your sister again and help. Like basically, hey, I want you guys to get together, and I'm going to get with you guys. Like we're going to work together on some stuff.
Okay.
He's real vague about it. It's real sus, but you're like, okay, like one way or another, I need to find my sister again. Like we need to get like back connected because something's happening. You go back to guild, they get you. They're like, hey, dude, Jack of Blades is bad guy. Like he's not good intentioned here. Somehow through all this mess, you also find out that your mother's alive.
Whoa!
And Jack of Blades is holding her prisoner.
Oh no. Okay, there's our true quest there. The big quest is revealed.
Big quest, save your mother.
Oh my God. How did I miss this game?
Dude, whoa. It was really good, Nathan.
I could see why you wanted to keep playing it, because it sounds like, because I like you're telling me this story the whole time. I'm enthralled, right? Like that's sick. This is some good writing right here,
bro. It gets so much better.
Oh my God.
Like it just builds, and you're like, whoa, like this is insane. So you're like now on a quest to, you're kind of getting this idea, like people are telling you, hey, Jack of Blades has got this plan to, you know, take this all-powerful sword that can dominate the entire world. And you're learning more about your bloodline. You found your sister, and your sister gives you a little bit of information. She's like, hey, like we have special powers in our bloodline, and Jack of Blades essentially wants us. Like he needs us to be able to obtain this sword that basically dominates the entire world. Like if you have this sword, yeah, exactly. If you have the sword, you win. GG. The world's yours. And but he needs our power. He needs something from our bloodline. So now you're like, okay, well, he has our mom. So we have to go get mom. And you're kind of separating from sister. Sister doesn't really stay with you that much. Like you just have these small interactions with her, but she's really distant. But she's not mean. She's not like rude, but she's just like kind of off doing her thing. And then Jack of Blades comes out of nowhere and takes her. Boom, she's gone. So now Jack of Blades theoretically has sister and mom at some point, I think you end up saving sister, and then you I'm gonna kind of move us forward because there's a lot that doesn't happen, but you're doing like you're just
Yeah,
working
sure.
to you're kind of chasing him down. You're learning that like, hey, his objective is to get you guys use your power, be able to unlock the power of the sword. The sword is going to be able the thing that he wants to dominate everything, and so that's kind of the mission now. Stop Jack of Blades, save mom, and do
Get sword for self.
and maybe get sword for self, right? Something along those lines. Well, you find your mom. Jack of Blades ends up stopping you from saving your mom. You find your mom. You're like, oh my god, mom. She's been a prisoner for years and years. She's like decrepit looking at this point, like really
Oh, that's
malnourished,
awful.
and like she's wrecked. And you guys are trying to escape the prison that she's held in. And Jack of Blades comes in and absolutely wrecks both of you guys, like without even like barely lifting a finger, and he imprisons you. And you're literally stuck in prison with Jack of Blades. Like he has you imprisoned.
Oh my god.
And then the mission.
What do you do from there?
You have to get out of prison. You got to break out.
All right, I love a good prison break. Hell yeah.
So you got like little mini games that end up happening in the prison, like you're racing inmates, you're doing all sorts of silly stuff. And then you eventually like work your way out to escape. You got to get all of your equipment. You got to do all this type of stuff. And then you got to go back and save mom to get her out. And you end up doing all those things.
I love a teardown of your abilities. Silksong does that. Silksong does that in a very small way, but it does that really well. There's a moment where these enemies will show up randomly, and they're big flies, and they have these cages. And I got trapped by one of the cages one time. I was like, oh great, I'm dead. Nope, you're not dead, homie. You're put in the slab. It's called the slab. It's such a sick name for a prison. They take your dress. It's just you. You're this little black stick figure hornet, and you're just like running around butt naked in this prison trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And actually, there's a really sick scene. If I could just pivot real quick over to this. Small spoilers for Silksong if you haven't gotten to that point. But in the slab, finally you you weasel your way around, getting some keys and popping some people. They take away all your powers. You just have your basic slash. It's awful. It's like I've worked my way up to this point of being kind of a badass with a few like some dashes and some sick moves, and I've got some crests that are really cool. No, they take it all away from you. But there's a moment where you come like in this vent type thing above a prison cell, and there is 4 or 5 flies, one of which is wearing your cloak and is pretending to be you with your sword, and is just like going ha 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 ha. Well, to start that fight, you push up and it says like attack or something like that, and you drop through the vent right onto the guy with your cloak, and you snap his neck, and that's when the fight begins. It's just like crack.
Whoa.
And then she whips on her cloak, and you get started just like you do a little gauntlet of enemies and get your stuff back. It's kind of sick. And I really liked that they deviated. And you don't have to do that. You can enter the slab in from a different direction if you never get caught by those flies. But if you do, there's this whole side story that it forces you to do. And I think that's really cool. So when you talk about that, I really love when they're like, oh, hero, cool. Let me just take away your powers for a minute.
Yes, humble you again.
Make of this. Yes,
that was exactly the intention. You run into Jack of Blades, and he humbles you. You like, because at this point in the game, you're feeling pretty strong. Like you're
got some swagger,
dude. Yeah, no, you're maxing out some abilities at this point, and so you're like, oh, I could probably fight this guy. And so your first encounter, he wrecks you and puts you in prison and takes away everything. And so you're like, oh god, like I'm useless. So you end up finding a stick and ended up like that's your escape tool, right? Like
nice.
You like finessed a key out of one of the officers, and you get out of it and you find a stick, and then you beat some guards over with a stick.
That's such a boy thing right there. Find best stick and use it.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, so after you get out of the college or the guild training area, you're like 20 years old. But like as the game time goes on, your character ages. So your character literally just gets older. And then like as you upgrade, like let's say your health in the game, your character gets like more swole, like he's like jacked.
Oh, sick.
So there's like little things like that your and then again, as you're making moral decisions, your appearance is also getting changed by that as well. So your character is morphed and like unique based off of exactly how you've played the game up until that point. How fast, how much, like it's so cool. Like it's really unique. And then again, everyone's treating you a particular way based off of how you look. So like armor has a scariness factor to it and an attractiveness factor. So like if you're wearing a scary piece of armor, people are like, you're walking through town and everyone's like, oh, and they'll run away from you. And like a merchant will run away from you. You would have to like chase them down and talk.
No, wait, I want to buy something. Wait, where are you going?
yeah. You have to like, you have to catch them before they're like
gold,
screaming. Yeah. So it's pretty funny. Like you can do all sorts of stuff like that in the game, but so your character's really unique at this point. But you break out, you get mom and you run, and mom starts giving you lore because mom knows.
Yeah,
mom
mom's got
knows
the backstory.
What the hell is going on. And so she's like, hey, this is what's happening. Your sister is in really big danger right now. Jack is going to take her and he's going to kill her. He's going to use her to unlock that sword. Like he's going to kill her and to get that sword. And basically you have to stop him. Like I don't have the ability to stop him at this point. Like this is you.
It's all up to you now.
And now she's like, I've got some stuff that I can do for you to kind of support. Like I'm going to communicate with you. I'm going to give you tips. We're going to work on this together. And so that's like, okay, the real fight's about to happen. Like you're getting primed to fight Jack.
Nice.
And yeah, like whoa, dude, it's like, and everyone knows it. It's getting real. Like everywhere, like it's starting. Things are going to chaos. And so you go back to the college. The college is telling you, hey, this is what Jack's about to do. Like we've got to meet him over here. Da da da. Like you're moving and grooving. And you first encounter your sister again once she's been captured. So she got captured again by Jack. So you gotta go and like try to stop that. And when you go where you think it's gonna be Jack, you run into remember the guy at the very beginning of the game who
Blue Vein Man.
Blue Vein Man. His name is Maze. Now Maze,
that's sick.
Maze looks badass. He's a pretty cool dude. He's like a magic guy. Well, you roll up to go save your sister, and Maze is the one holding her.
Oh no.
With Jack right next to him.
Oh God.
And Jack's like, hey, Maze, take care of him.
Oh, isn't that just like a big boss to be like, hey, minions, do my bidding? Yep.
Yes. So you end up wrecking Maze because you're a badass at this point. And obviously you're kind of shocked. You're like, whoa, like I didn't think that you were the bad guy. There was this other guy that Maze talked to that you were like a little sketched out of. That was like an old hero that was no longer a part of the guild when you were a kid. Yeah, you were like exactly 100%. So you like saw Maze talk to this like demon looking guy who was not a part of the guild, and everyone's like warning you, hey, don't go up there. Like that's like that guy's dangerous. Like not Maze, but this guy he's talking to, like this dude is like scary. He's no longer a part of the guild. He hasn't been a part of the guild for like centuries. He's like an old demon looking dude. And well, so you're kind of like put on like like Maze maybe could be a bad guy, but like he also was, you're like unsure of everything still, but then you kind of leave it and Maze doesn't pop back into the story for a while. And then he shows up and boom, he's a bad guy. So then you're like, who the hell's that other guy that he was talking to as well? Because that was not Jack of Blades way back when you were, a kid in the training camp.
Yeah.
Dude, you wreck Maze, you get your sister out, and then you you get your sister out, and then she tells you, she basically like spills the tea on like what he's trying to do, because he like everything's kind of being revealed. Like basically what he's going to do is he's going to use um like the energy that is in our blood or something. Like he has to use something in that is like a power within us to be able to activate these stones that then reveal and unlock the door that is the chamber to get to the sword.
Okay.
And that's kind of the last thing that you're trying to stop. And so that's what it turns into. And she's like, look, you have to go stop him. You have to get to these places before him, and you have to stop him. And so then that's the next mission. So you get back with the guild, and you're like, hey, this is what Jack is doing. They're like, okay, here's the spots that he's going to go. You set all the plan, blah blah blah. You do all that stuff. He beats you to every single one of those shrines. Of course, he activates every single one of those shrines, and you just miss him by a moment. And he recaptured your mom in the process of you going to your sister. So then he has your mom, and you're like, dang it, dude. And then
Man, you just can't catch a break.
yeah, no, he's like, he's that's the idea, is he's better than you. Like he's faster, he's better, he's stronger, and he's about to get this badass sword. And there's like, you feel kind of like, I can't stop this guy. Like, what can I do?
Damn.
And so you finally get to the moment where he's at the sword. Like you're in this chamber. It's actually in the guild the whole time, but it unlocks the secret door that's in the guild. Of course, the guild has it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And so it's like locked away in this chamber, and Jack is in there with not just your mom, but also your sister. And so you walk in, and he's got both of them. Your sister's imprisoned in like the magic like thing that he does to like stop you every single time. He just like locks you up, and then he's holding your mom to sacrifice her.
Oh man.
And so you get in, and he's like, so nice of you to join us. And now he has all three of you inside the room that he needs your family blood for. And you're like,
he was cooking this the whole time.
He knew what he was doing. He got everyone here. And then, like, without hesitation, he kills your mom.
Oh my God, what?
And he's like, and now, he goes, what I'm going to do next, he goes, is I'm going to take this sword, because he kills your mom. He has the blood. He did the sacrifice. He goes, I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to kill your sister. And so, like, your sister.
Dude, what is this guy's problem?
He wants the sword to take over the entire world. Like,
of course he does. Greedy bastard.
He's just greedy, dude. He wants it all.
Mm.
And so, of course, you're like, okay, like, I've got to stop. Like, I keep just killing my mom. You're pissed. Like, you're mad. And so you fight him. Of course, like, you kill him. Like, that's a point of the fight. Like, I mean, I was kind of a badass. I obliterated him. It was actually really easy. I don't know if I just knew how to like fudge some of the abilities. Like, it has some old game quirk in the sense of like, hey, if you know what ability to max out, like you figure that out, like you can just spam that, and it's like really strong. So
okay,
that where I was able to kind of,
a little bit of a balancing issue, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was able to get like really good. I mean, I over prepared for some of it, but like,
sure.
The game has.
Sometimes it's fun to be over leveled. I'm not gonna lie. I like going into a boss fight where they're like, 100%. I'm going to destroy you, and you're like, pop, pop, pop. Nope.
Yeah, no, I just put you down. No, he was still a decent fight, but it wasn't so grand. And so you kill him, and then the sword is there, and your sister is finally released from her little like magic cage, and she's like, brother, like, you did it. Like, you stopped him. You killed him. Now we have a choice. We can get rid of this sword forever.
Oh. No, you can't just throw away the MacGuffin like that.
But if you want to keep the sword, you would have to kill me.
Oh. Why though?
It's something to do with like the power of the sword. So like it needed like some sort of a.
There can only be one.
It was something like that. Yeah. For like, if you wanted to possess it, you had to like kill someone with the blood of like our family line or something like that. It's some
Okay.
like
Well, that's
crazy.
why old Jackie boy was able to
Correct.
get to it.
He killed our mother, so now he could possess the sword. Well, he died. He's done. The sword's kind of in limbo again. Well, if you want the sword, if you want possession of the sword, you would have to do that. Or we also have the power in our family to banish the sword into like a non-existent realm. So
Mm.
you have this ability to just like get rid of the sword.
Damn, that's pretty well thought out, like ending state right there. That's good.
Your
That's really
blind,
good.
your blind sister.
How do you? Oh man, the
I took
power
sword
of the
and I
world.
fucking killed her, dude.
You asshole. That's great. I
I
love
won
that the
the
game is
sword.
just like you do what you're gonna do, man. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. No, that I mean, oh geez. How heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was intense. So you're like, whoa, like this has got to be like the end of the game, right?
No.
It doesn't stop.
No, there's more.
That was the first world domination that was happening. Well, what you did is you just stopped the one that you knew about. All of a sudden, there's a bigger fish.
Oh no, what?
But now you've got this all-powerful sword, so now I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, I might be able to handle this.
Yeah, I got the master sword here,
That's
so
exactly
no biggie.
right. so I go and you start to unveil, and that demon guy that you were like scared of as a kid, you're like, oh shit, this guy's clearly
Is he the
like,
new big bad?
he's not the new big bad. He's the new big good.
Oh, okay.
Turn of events. He's actually been defending off the actual big bad.
Oh, geez.
And he's
So
been working.
wait,
Yep.
is that like the halfway point of the game here? Or
I
like
don't know.
you're not there yet.
This is about where I'm at. So now I'm
Okay.
like, now it's these crazy new like super creatures that are like super demon crazy. Like they're kind of
New game plus without being new game plus.
they're kind of like these wraith style enemies,
Huh.
like spirited, like armored. How can you put it? It's kind of, if you're familiar with like, they're kind of undead, but more like spooky, if that makes sense.
I'm imagining something and I bet it's pretty close.
Like skeleton-y kind of,
Skeleton-y
but
with
also-
shroud, like
Yes,
cloaky
little
shroud, torn cloak
100%,
shroud
yes.
things.
Like you got it, dead on.
Spiritual, but they got armor and they're like, fuck, they can fight me in the real world too.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but they're like some sort of, I don't know, some controlled creatures of some. There's some army of sort. They're like the army of the dead or some.
Oh,
crazy
okay.
shit, right?
Necromancer dudes.
Yes.
Necromancy
exactly.
type raised
Yes.
things.
Something
That's
like-
cool. That's cool.
So now this is like the new thing that's happening, and they're like, yeah, this is like going to obliterate everything. Like this is already going to happen. And thank God
I
you
can
have
only
this
imagine.
sword.
I can only imagine your character rolling his eyes like, I thought this other thing was going to obliterate everything.
Yeah.
So wait,
Yeah,
wait. So now I have to ask, if you had not taken the sword, would you be at a disadvantage from?
I don't know. I guess
Oh
I
my
would.
God.
Like I have no clue. I actually don't know what would happen if I did the other option, because the other option was to get rid of the sword. But the sword is like really helpful to kill these guys.
You're using it day in and day out to slaughter the bad
Yeah,
guys.
These guys are
So-
like way harder than everything that I've fought so far. Like it really new game
Damn.
plus it. So I'm like, I don't know how I would have gone forward without this sword. Maybe there was some way for like, maybe if you chose the other one, like it would have just worked out for you or something where you could still get the sword. I actually don't even know. But
well, I tell you what, the game's like less than $12. I might pick this up and play through it.
Bro.
If I do, I'll stream it.
Yeah. No, it was really good, dude. It's like it hooked me. The story was good. It was engaging. Again, it's got clunk, it's got weirdness. It's an old ass game, but it's good. Like it's fun. It's interesting because you're kind of crafting your own character.
Yeah.
You're playing in the style that you want to play in. Like there's like you have every tool, like you can do like you have a bow always equipped, you have a sword always equipped, you have magic spells that you can always use. It's just depending on what you put your talents in that makes one stronger or not. They're all still useful. and you
Mhm.
still will probably use all of them, but primarily you're going to pick one that makes the most sense for how you want to play the game.
Yeah.
So you kind of end up wanting to use magic a lot. Magic is kind of powerful in the game. Uh, Swords are it's just your basic like, hey, I just need to keep doing damage. And then like your ranged, I don't know if you could like play just straight ranged. I don't know if that would even work because it's a little too slow. Like if you get caught in like a big battle, like I'm not sure that it would work, but you can use some like magic to then enhance your bow. That would make it more effective or something like that.
Maybe you can magic it to be speedier too. Who
So
knows?
so yeah, there's like that's exactly it. Something like that. So you do like multi-shot spells that like
Oh, okay.
enhance your next attack and that type of stuff. Same with the sword. Like you have a double hit a spell that like buffs your sword. Or you can use the fucking like crazy fire spell that you slam into the ground that explodes like in a huge radius and like blows everyone up. And that was just like really tempting to use all the time because it's
No
awesome.
doubt.
And or you have like this Sith ability where you just like shoot lightning out of your hands and it just
Love it.
it's it's super strong. But no,
Oh man, I'd be using that left and right. Okay, so one thing that I have tried to shed from myself, and this is actually a fault of both Dark Souls itself and watching people play Dark Souls naked with like a club, a piece of shit weapon, and like schooling bosses they should not be schooling. Like I have a problem or had a problem for a while. Like, well, I've got this sick spell and I can summon like 3 dudes.
yeah.
That would make this fight way easier. But then I'm like, but I can do it without it. So then I make it way harder on myself for not using the thing. It's like those items that you get that are super powerful, but you never use because you never got to use it till the end of the game. You're like, well, I didn't use it anyway. I wasted it, you know?
Yeah. So okay, this game they fix some of this. And the way they do it is actually really interesting. They have what you call for every quest that you do. And this game is like nothing but quests. Like you're doing one quest to another quest, and that's kind of all you're doing. For like to progress the game, right? So
Yeah.
you can kind of stop doing quests and then do like these little side things that you want to do, but they're not always like you can go buy a house, you can go like kill enemies and make money or like level up your character or whatever. But like the main thing that you do are you go to the guild board and you grab a quest and you go do the quest.
Aaron
And
boy.
then, yeah, 100%. It's kind of what it is. And that like turns into the main storyline and like you kind of go back and forth and do those things. Now,
That's cool.
before you leave the quest or before you leave and start the quest, there is what do they call it? You're like betting on yourself, essentially. You're like,
Okay.
I can, what is it called? Oh God, I can't remember the term that they use. It's like,
Are they like challenges?
yes, they're challenges, but they call it like boasting or something.
Oh, okay.
And so you're like betting on yourself, like, hey, I can do this quest naked,
Sick.
and I could do this quest naked, not take any damage, and also use no offensive spells.
Ooh, that's cool. I love that you can alter the play of it. So like,
Yes.
oh my God, this like encourages multi playthroughs of the game because you're like, I know this quest. I can
Correct.
do this.
Dude, correct. So you create, and I haven't even got to that point. I think you can play in some of the same world with a different character or something.
Oh wow.
I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. But because there's like multiple character slots, but like you have like these save point. Like I don't know how it works. I'm gonna have to play with it. But
Yeah, you gotta dig into that. I want to know how that works for sure.
But it does entice you to play the game multiple times through because just in that point with the sword, like
Yeah,
I want to try
just at one point. I
wanna
gotta
try
go
the
back
other
and do the
thing.
thing now. Yeah.
And then there's like all of this other play style that you can do with being a moral person. Like I've been immoral this whole time. And so the game kind of tailors itself to the way that you've played. Now the quests aren't necessarily changing, but like the way that the world is interacting, the way that you interact with the world with like the spells that you're using, like you actually can't use some of the spells. So you're just going to be limited. So you
wait, when you take on a boast, is it gating you off from using them at all?
No. So what happens is it sets you up to do it right. So like, let's say you use the naked one. Like every quest has a naked one.
Okay.
And like I pretty much always use the naked. I was just running around naked a lot.
Nice.
And because it was fine. Like it wasn't a hard one. But you'll start the quest, you'll get in there, and like it'll strip all your clothes off.
Okay.
So if you had armor on, it's going to take them all off whenever you enter the zone that starts the quest.
So could you theoretically put a piece of armor back on and like fail
And it ruins
the challenge?
Yes.
Okay.
So same thing with the damage. Like if you take damage, you immediately fail it. If your one of your companions in that quest dies, you fail your boast. You know, it's stuff like that. So
Okay.
if you use the offensive spell, you'll fail the little boast or whatever. So it gives you like the thing immediately, and then some of them you have to know. Like some of them are really specific, and like how you do like you've got to like kind of know the quest a little bit to be able to accomplish it right.
Okay,
Because
sure.
you may get kind of confused. Again, it's kind of some old game quirks, like the way they do the quest sometimes can be a little confusing. So you can be like, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or that, or I don't know what's happening here. I hope I'm doing the right thing. And then you'd be like, dang it, I failed one of the boasts. And then the reward is you're going to get more money. You're going to get more
like XP and spells and
yeah,
stuff.
more XP, of course, but you're going to get the more it's gosh dang it, what's the term? I do all these terms, man. It's like your notoriety with the world.
Oh, like fame.
Yes. Yeah. You have like a fame or notoriety bar that like grows through the game that kind of progresses and allows you to do different things. So
Infamy, if you will.
yes, literally is exactly that. So and like as you're walking through the town, it's funny as those things go up, like people will recognize you. Like you'll walk through the town, they're like, oh, one of the titles that I was using was the Liberator. They're like, it's the Liberator.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that. I love that the world is reacting to
Yes.
the choices that you've made, like offhandedly, you know?
Yeah,
That's so
100%,
cool.
dude. It's man, it was surprisingly fun to play, dude. Like actually surprisingly to the point where I was like, dang, like I just spent my entire weekend playing this. 17 hours of my weekend. Like I haven't touched it this like since I started work this week or whatever, but the entire weekend, 17 hours.
Oh my God, dude. That's awesome. I love that you picked up an old game. Like, and you had played this before, yeah? Kind of.
Yeah. So I
But not
played
to this extent.
now. So yeah, this one came out in 2004 originally on the OG Xbox, I think.
Oh my God,
And-
yeah.
And the
That puts it at 22 years old.
dude, it's super old, but like I was really young in 2004, so I wasn't really playing this game. The first one I think I actually played was Fable 2.
Okay.
That one was a little different, but I did also end up playing the first Fable, but I don't think I played it all the way through, and I was still kind of a child, so like the game was kind of long, so you have to have some attention span to get through something like that. So I don't think I ever finished
Sure.
Fable 1. But yeah, Fable 2 is kind of the same concept in that regard, like how it plays, but I don't think there's not like a publicly like purchasable version of it. It's just one that you would like, I guess you'd have to go like find, emulate or something.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
But yeah, no, it's super old game, but it's holding up like
I was
really,
gonna say it sounds like it holds up, man.
really well. I was wrong. I was so wrong last week. Like so wrong. Like I can't
Yeah.
even imagine like how I could have been so like I just wasn't sure. And so I was like, I don't want to say that it's like super like, oh yeah, go play this game because I have nostalgia over it and I know I loved it.
Yeah.
But playing it, dude, again, don't go into it thinking, hey, these controls are going to be amazing. Like it's going to feel like a fantastic fighting game. There's quirks to it. Like it's an old game, but it has aspects of it that just reel you in, or at least reeled me in. Like I just wanted to continue playing that game.
Yeah.
It was fun.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, hell yeah, man. Fable for the win.
Fable, dude.
2014.
What have you
Of
been
all,
up to,
that
dude?
is
I
that is
just like
not
yapped forever, bro.
That's okay. That was interesting. I'm really glad that you were able to spin that story because that is, man, that it sounds like it's got a lot of twists, a lot of turns, and I mean, you kind of sold me on it. I kind of want to go play it, man. So if I do, I'll stream it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, man. So on my end of things, geez, we've been streaming Bloodborne. We've been back
Right.
going back and play that.
Amazing.
Super fun. I'm so bad at it. I'm so bad at it. And I got around and I killed I'm kind of talking my way through the game while we're streaming it, but I got through the whole first section and I got into the DLC area. And then I was like, oh God, I missed an entire area I forgot about. And I had to go back and do that. And that's one of the things I like about Bloodborne is like you can mainline it through that game and it's definitely hard, but there are a ton of optional places to go. Like there's Castle Canehurst, which is just like this huge gothic castle with a bunch of like ghost ladies who are trying to stab you. And you're working your way up through there and you fight this frozen dude who wakes up from this, like, he's been dormant forever, and you get on his roof and Martyr Logarius shows up and he's got this huge scythe and he's slinging skulls at you. Like, it's just badass. The whole game is just dripping with badassdom,
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. And then speaking of Bloodborne, last night I popped open this demo for a game called Tearscape, and it is effectively Bloodborne on a Game Boy Color type setup.
What?
So yeah, like it's not even out yet. So somebody is using like a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance ish type of framework. So it's widescreen and heavily pixelated, obviously. And there's a dash, there's a weapons, you have stamina, like it's straight up a Souls-like on that platform. And I dipped my toe into it maybe 20 minutes just to play around with it, but it's kind of awesome. And
wow,
I'm gonna go back and check it out. It's really unique.
That sounds really interesting. Like to be able to take a game like a Souls-like mechanic and put it into that format.
It works pretty good, man. It works real good.
Yeah, I kind of want to see it because I'm having trouble understanding, like, what does that even look like? What was
so the name again? It's called Tearscape. You should look it up while we're talking here. Tearscape. But yeah, it's straight up Bloodborne because the main character, like, he's got the hat and everything, and it's freaking rad. Huge bosses. It looks a lot like a Zelda from that era. So you're kind of, it's a top-down type of thing, very classic Zelda, I think, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, but with a Bloodborne pastiche. Yeah, it's pretty sick looking, right?
No, this is super cool, dude.
Yeah. So that, and then, I'm really excited to play that when it comes out. I'm not going to touch it anymore on the demo. I just want to play it straight up when it comes out.
Yeah.
And I'm also looking forward to, in that same vein, another one called Mina the Hollower. And that's from the people that made Shovel Knight. Have you ever played Shovel Knight? You ever seen that?
No. Yeah, I've seen it, but I haven't played it. No.
Brother, Shovel Knight's freaking rad. We when I say we played it, I mean me and my kiddos. They were like 2 when Shovel Knight came out. So that it's a special game for our family. Shout outs to Yacht Club, by the way. They deserve a lot of praise for sticking with Shovel Knight. They developed it, released it, and then developed 3 separate new campaigns with 3 separate main characters. So when you buy the Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, you're effectively buying Shovel of Hope, the Plague Doctor quest, the other guy, what's his name? Spectre, the Spectre Knight, Spectre of Torment is what it's called. And then there's the King of Cards, which is like their King Knight quest. And they all 4 play really different. So Shovel of Hope plays very much like a Mega Man meets DuckTales type NES game. Then you've got your Plague Doctor who's got potions. So you really have to strategize what you're doing. It's very action, but strategically so. And then there's Spectre of Torment. Spectre Knight is just a freaking badass. He's got like a scythe and he moves quick, so it's more of like a quicker paced type of thing. And then there's King of Cards, where there is a level select and there are platforming levels that you do, but the main fights are all card. It's a card game. Like, they built a card game around all of their characters. So in between all that, you get to play their little King of Cards game in there. It's so unique. So I don't want to talk about Shovel Knight. I could talk about it for hours. What I do want to talk about is Curse of Faces. It's bro. Okay, so I'm on their Discord, and their developer is on the Discord, heavy talker on the Discord, talks with the community, finds out what they like, what they don't like.
Love that.
And I talk about it frequently on there, and he's like, hey man, what some of the stuff you've been saying, you seem like you'd be good for a tester. What do you mean, tester? Yeah, you want access to this early build? Yes. Yes, I do. So some weeks back, I got access to the test build for it. I'm probably not supposed to say this, but it's coming out in 2 days anyway, so everybody's gonna see it. On the 31st, they're gonna drop a new update that includes New Game Plus, and I'm freaking stoked that he asked me to be a tester at that time, because you know me, when I get into a game, I beat it into the fucking ground. Right?
Yeah, you do.
I do. That's what I do. I attach to a game and I get hyper fixated on it, and I drill that sucker into the ground, right?
That's awesome.
So in the test build that we're playing, we got to play with a randomizer, so that's fun.
Okay.
And then New Game Plus was available to the tester group. Man, I want to talk about New Game Plus, because I don't know what your thoughts are on New Game Plus in general, but I both love and hate it depending on how it's executed. Right?
I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It like, okay.
Tell me what the correct way to do New Game Plus is, and I'll tell you whether you're right.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you one that's really wrong.
Yep.
I absolutely did not like Breath of the Wild's New Game Plus.
Oh boy,
hated it, dude. It's not good. Like,
was it just like stronger enemies and stronger swords and more danger, and that's it?
Essentially, like it was like you had to know the mechanics of the game to like the break point. And what I mean is, like, you had to exploit the game to continue to play in that game mode, because the enemies were scaled in a way that was so ridiculous you couldn't do it any other way. Not efficiently anyway. Like, it would be such a grind. It would be insane. So you had to just kind of break the game, if you will. And it's
that's no fun.
That's not fun at all. Like, essentially what they did is they took the scale of every enemy that you would fight, and this is normal. And they increased it. They took it up a whole tier, and that's fine by itself. But then one of the other things that they did is they also set a health regeneration rate that was like actually stupid. So if you were fighting an enemy and you got out of combat with that enemy for, it was, I think, literally 5 seconds.
Oh God.
They would basically, before you could re-engage with them, be full health again.
Oh no. So it like forces you to stay in combat.
You have to like stay in combat, like really stay in combat. And if you're fighting multiple enemies, like, you have to focus one enemy down at the time. And then it's that. So the enemies are just harder, and then they regenerate health, and there's just more of them.
No, that sounds like impossible.
Yeah. No, I literally stopped playing because I was like, I could do this, but like, it's a waste of time. So essentially what you have to do is, like, you have to use your bombs. Like, you have unlimited bombs in Breath of the Wild. You could just like generate infinite bombs, and you just do that. The problem with that is it takes forever to kill an enemy with just your level 1 bombs, but it's like the only way to do it, because remember, in Breath of the Wild, the weapons had durability, and once they broke, they were just gone.
I was thinking that the instant you said Breath of the Wild, I was
And-
like, you can't do that because the durability of the weapons just fucks everything up.
And they didn't increase the durability of the weapons either. So it was like your weapon, you would just like fight one enemy and all of your weapons are gone. And you got
you gotta
maybe one
trade off
weapon
somewhere.
from them.
You gotta trade off somewhere.
It was, dude, it was so annoying. So yeah, I was like, I can sit here and kill this guy with like 30 bombs, or I can just not play this because that's not fun. Like
Yeah.
that's stupid, dude.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like when they developed their New Game Plus formula, they wrote it all down on paper, implemented it, and didn't test it.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude.
Because
Like-
anybody who played something like that would be like, no, this isn't fun. I don't
No,
want to
not
do
even
this.
a little bit. Yeah.
So-
not even a little bit.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Is like if you're going to do New Game Plus, there's a way to do it, and there's a way to definitely not do it. That is the way to not do it. How you do it is the way Verho implemented their New Game Plus. At least
Whoa.
for their deal. So
Okay.
yeah. A little bit of backstory on Verho is it's very much a Souls-like. There is a story going on, and it doesn't beat you over the head with cutscenes. A lot of it is inferred and implied, inferred by the character, implied by the dialogue. So like the main story is that there was an archmage who had his family killed in front of him, so he put this curse on the world and was trying to revive his family. Well, the curse kind of backfired, and now the whole world can't look at each other at all. Otherwise, the two people who look at each other in the face die. So it entered the era of solitude for 300 years, where everybody has to be by themselves. Well, suddenly there's this mask maker guy who shows up and who's like, oh, I figured it out. We can all wear masks. So everybody you encounter in the game has a mask on. That's how it works. They really play with this mechanic a lot too. There's one section where you get ambushed and you get thrown into this like dark area, and this dude's behind you who's like, hey, don't move. I've taken your mask from you. If you turn around, we're both dead. And then he's like, okay, now that we're talking, I need you to do this thing for me. So you go on and you do a quest, you finish this boss, and then you get your mask back. But in the meantime, if you go back to town to talk to somebody, you die. Like
What?
you do, until you get your mask back, until you accomplish the task he asks of you. If there is another NPC and you look at them, you will die. It's awesome. Like the consequences are real in that game. It's
Whoa.
awesome. I really enjoy that. So, and this is all just regular, standard playthrough stuff.
Yeah.
And all of the characters are super interesting to me. You've got this one guy who was supposed to protect this archaeologist. They're in the secret tunnels below this chapel. Shit goes horribly wrong, and the archaeologist gets stabbed, and he's kind of left for dead in these secret tunnels. Meanwhile, the rest of the mercenary, or they're like bodyguards to this archaeologist, they all get slaughtered, and the primary mercenary gets out. So you meet the mercenary in the chapel, and he's like, holy shit, I don't know how I'm alive, but here's the key. If you want to go down and find that archaeologist, be my guest. Good luck. So you get your key, go down, you talk to the archaeologist, and he turns into a merchant where you can turn in like rocks that you find for him to study, and he'll trade you. He'll just like, here's some stuff. Thanks for turning in these rocks. So you get like vials of health and some potion stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Well, if you follow, this is very Dark Souls. If you follow around this character and you talk to him, things happen. So when you go into those secret tunnels, there's basically like this corruption that's taking over the tunnels, and you fend it off by the time you're done with that little section early on in the game. But when you meet the guy who's wearing this like, bronze armor, you'll see him standing in the graveyard, and he's like, man, I can't believe you made it out alive. That's crazy. So you go through the game and you'll run into him again in this other place that's like it's pit of spikes. Basically, there's spikes everywhere in that area. So you run into him, and he's like hunched over on this wall, and he looks up at you, and the corruption from the secret tunnels that you were in is spreading over his face, and he's like, I don't know what's happening to me. Like his voice is really low, and he's like, this is really bad. I don't know what's going on. Don't worry, I'll be okay. So, and then you meet him again later on in these like there's a section of the game where you have to go into the like demon world or whatever, and you
Yep.
go into this one section, you run into him for a final time, and he's like, please, I'll help you, but when we're done here, can you please just kill me? And and you're like, okay.
Hey, yeah, I
So he
guess.
does. They cut to black and fade back in, and he's with you, and he'll run around, and man, he's not kidding around. He'll fuck enemies up with you. It's awesome. So you get to the boss and you slice the boss up, and then at the end he's like, okay, will you keep your promise now? So you can like kill him or don't. And of course, I'm going to put him out of his misery. He looks terrible. So it's just like little stories like that you find throughout the world that you can totally miss, and it really is to your benefit to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
So anyway, on my first playthrough, I went through and I talked to everybody. I searched every nook and cranny. I know this game backwards and forwards at this point. So when I got to New Game Plus, oh man, things went off right out of the gate, because it's New Game Plus. I have all my shit. I'm leveled up.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go. So
Right.
everything is ratcheted up, health and all, and damage. You kind of expect that. Well,
Yep.
enemies that were not there before show up, and I'm not talking like, oh, there's some extra worms in this area, there's some extra knights in this area. No, whole ass boss level enemies that were not in the game before showed up out of nowhere. Like,
Whoa.
so in the intro, you come into this area and you meet your first dude. He's like a one-armed guy. He's like a one-armed thief, and he's seen some shit, right? And he's like, hey man, go toward that poison lake, talk to Loran, he'll tell you where to go. So that's where you start. So you go through a New Game Plus, you see him, get your stuff together. Well, you come up on this poison lake, and in the original playthrough, there's these like poison worms, and you could kill them, and there's like a little side boss you can go fight. Well, I walk up to this lake, and out of this lake comes this giant ass lizard thing that I've never seen before. It's like a remixed version of an enemy that comes way later in the game, and he's like more bigger than they normally are. So it kind of scared me. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? And so, you're fighting enemies like that all throughout the rest of the New Game Plus. Layer on top of that, new weapons that you can't find in the first playthrough. And they're also remixed versions of your original weapons, and they're like more powerful. So there's tons of new enemies to fight, tons of new ways to play, and new spells that you can use. Like, it's awesome. It's so how you should do New Game Plus, because not only are they ratcheting up the difficulty, but they're giving you the tools to deal with it. And
Right.
the tools that they give you are so fucking awesome. Like, some of these weapons are so sick. You know that I showed you guys maybe a couple podcasts ago, there's a scythe type thing called Eclipse, and it's like a purple scythe that does dark magic, and you can flip it over to do light magic. Well,
Yes,
they give
I
you one
remember
that's
seeing
like,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
they give you a similar one, but it's like poison and blood. So you get like this poison scythe and then a blood version of it that you can swap to on the fly.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that I think is really, really fun to see. Like, oh, I know this weapon, but it's a new way to look at it, a new way to play.
It's so, how when you started saying that, I was like, it's like the game is not over.
Yes.
There's still things
Exactly.
to discover. There's still quests to do.
There is more game.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you finish the story, but the game is still going.
Yeah.
And not in a way that's like, oh, I just can keep playing. It's like, no. It's new things to discover like new enemies is like, I think what does a New Game Plus, because there was Breath of the Wild with their New Game Plus thing. Now, to give it credit, I guess a little bit, I didn't play a ton of it, but I did go to those places that I knew stuff existed, and you can see as you're going through the world kind of some of the things they added, like floating platforms in the game, and it was like, well, right, but all that did was kind of piss you off more, because now these enemies that are already regenerating health are also flying in the sky. And this is not Tears of the Kingdom, where you can build a freaking hovercraft and fly up to them. It's like, you've got to like figure a way to them. It's like an ordeal. So they're like on these flying platforms that are being it's nothing new, but it's like just harder. so I didn't discover something I'd never discovered before. I didn't get an item I never got before. It's not
Yeah.
like I'm getting Master Sword 3.0. I'm not getting anything special in that sense. And you're kind of, again, because it's the game isn't necessarily built like a soul or like a normal game in the context of like the weapons and the, like with the durability. Like you don't keep your weapons in their new game plus. You just start over fresh.
Weapon durability is such a
It was a horrible mechanic.
it's a bad mechanic. And
do
I
not
think
like
in
it.
general, weapon durability is like,
Well,
stop. I don't have time for that. I
I
can't think of a scenario in any game where I've like been like, this is adding to my experience positively.
okay. Yeah. Okay. I can agree
Argue
with it.
for it. I dare you.
No. You're kind of right. It's a consequence. It's a consequence thing that I appreciate it for. And this is where and I'll give the example, and I don't think this is the best example of like for most games, but this is the place that I've seen it used really well. When you play World of Warcraft and you die in World of Warcraft, like in vanilla, this in particular is like actually impactful. When you die in vanilla or classic World of Warcraft, your items take a kind of a decent durability hit. They're
Okay.
always getting durability like hit like constantly. And so like as you get out through fights, like you'll play the game for a little bit and you're like, oh man, like my weapons like needs to be repaired. Like what the heck? Because you just haven't repaired it in a long time. But
Yeah.
it's still functional. And then all of a sudden, and you get indicators, like it lets you know, hey, it's getting, like you're notified, like well before something
Shit's getting broken, bro.
yeah, the only time that it like really breaks, like where you're like, oh damn, like I can't do anything until I repair this, is if you've died like multiple times in a row, and like back to back, and you haven't been to a vendor to repair. What that does is like there's a heavier penalty to dying than just, hey, I died, now I need to run back to my body and then revive.
Okay, sure. Why not? I guess.
And because there's, well, in that game, items are kind of your character. And
Yeah.
so there's a lot that goes along with it. And it's not that like, hey, it's impossible to repair it. It's not that it's even like you can get repair kits and you can just like repair it on the fly. So there's things you can do to prepare yourself for stuff like that. But it's just like it's another thing that's like, hey, this is going to suck if you just keep dying. So don't just run in here and expect that you can just go Leroy Jenkins and there be zero consequences. Like
Leroy Jenkins.
in that one, you're playing a balance of gold and like money. Currency is really important in that game, and repairing items costs currency. So if I want to repair something, it's gonna dink away from like you sometimes what you do is like, hey, I know I'm gonna be replacing this item probably pretty soon because it's a lower level item, but it's still the best item I have for the slot. Like for my gloves, I don't have a better pair of gloves yet, but it's kind of a low level item. So I'm sure I'm going to get some new gloves first or next, right? Like somewhere in the next quest line or like a drop or something like that. So I won't spend the money there. I'll save the money so that when I get to level 40, I can buy my super expensive mount. Because if
Super
you're sitting there
gloves.
wasting, yeah. So it's like, here's the, super gloves. No, but you like, it's budgetary. So I like it in that context because it's just that extra layer of something to think about that affects more than just the item. It's not just like inconvenience. It's like, don't be stupid, right?
Okay.
Like it's
All right.
it's not Breath of the Wild. Like, hey, I'm smacking this guy with my thing and I can't finish the fight before my freaking weapon breaks.
That's
is
that's too much.
Dumb.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. So I hear your argument and I accept that. That makes sense.
Yes.
But in the context of Breath of the Wild, no, get rid of it. If you're
Get
gonna
it
give me
out.
if you're gonna get me the powerful sword, I'm gonna keep that son of a bitch. Okay, I need it. I'm gonna use it, and these enemies are gonna be hard, but I need to be able to protect myself. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, New Game Plus. So
Yeah, New
you
Game
go
Plus.
through you go through New Game Plus, tons of awesome new weapons.
Yeah.
Well, so at the end of the regular new game, you are collecting throughout the game, you're collecting rune steel ingots. They're like chunks of metal, they glow, they're cool looking. And you give them to, by the way, the crafting, the blacksmith is a giant snake. Just
I
a
love
huge
that.
ass snake. And he's
I
like,
love that.
welcome, small human. And like he just reforges your weapons and upgrades your shit. It's awesome. So you bring him to him and he's like, what's this? And you give him all the rune steel, and there's 6 of them. So when you get it, he forges you this badass sword that will it links your magic. So you have 5 magic slots and you can rotate between them and use them. Well, the sword he gives you is called the Great Rune Sword, and the runes that you equip are what dictate your magic. So you slot in magic, and whatever you rotate to, when you're charging up your big swing for the sword, that magic you have equipped is what's being charged into the sword. So you can do light magic, dark magic, poison, all this stuff. And once you start understanding what enemies are weak to, there's a spell you can get called Identify, and it shows you what, you know, their weaknesses are.
Yeah.
You've kind of got this loadout now of magic that you're using with this giant great sword that you're just like, bam, smacking these enemies down. It's awesome. Well, about 80% of the way through the main quest, you get a smaller version of it. And I picked it up and I was like, man, I don't know about this, because I looked at the damage numbers, and the damage numbers were like half of what the main great sword is. And so I was like, man, what's the deal with this? Turns out the charge rate is like a 1/6 of the time. So I'm swinging this thing, the DPS, you know, like it calculates out to be way more damage per second, and you're swinging this sword way faster. So it works out. It was a really cool addition. Plus, since it's just a one-hander sword, I can hold a shield too. So I have like a shield and a sword, and I'm using my magic. So by the end of New Game Plus, I'm just this badass guy. I've got this blood steel shield that I'm using, and when I'm carrying this sucker around, it regens my health with every hit too. So like I felt unstoppable by the time New Game Plus was done. Wow. Turns out there's more. So I you know me, it said New Game Plus on the menu after I was done with New Game Plus, so I went and did it again, and then now I've got a +2 next to my save file, New Game Plus Plus. So I go in there, no new weapons, no new enemies. But they get harder. So I was like, okay, this is where I'm at. This is end game content now. And now, as I'm cycling through, I did New Game Plus and New Game Plus 3, which, by the way, were freaking hard, really, really hard. Like I had to really strategize to get through them. So, oh, and one of the cool things, I got to talk real quick about this boss, this mask maker. So the mask maker who made the masks originally, the way the story shakes out, I won't spoil it for anybody who happens to want to play this game, but essentially you meet the mask maker himself, and he takes you to this like workshop where he makes the masks. And he's like, listen, you can come in here, but once you're in here, you can never leave. And you're like, oh, okay. So I opted to enter the workshop the first time. So in the original new game, you enter the workshop, you go around, there's a lot of like health upgrades and magic upgrades. Like, look, if I'm stuck here, why am I getting all these upgrades? Turns out if you stick around for 40 minutes, just stay in the workshop, you get a secret ending that's like, you opted to stay in the workshop. Game over. And that's it.
What?
Yeah. So there's a little secret ending there. I liked that. But if you decide to leave, he's like, hey man, like as you're going out through the tunnel, he goes, hey man, I told you can't leave. And then you keep going further. He's like, hey, I'm not kidding. You're not allowed to leave. Oh, so then you get to the threshold and this blue flame comes up and he goes, I told you. Disobedience may have been tolerated where you're from, but here it will not be tolerated. And he zaps you to this big arena and you fight him and you have to kill him. Whoa. You have to kill the original mask maker, and it's a really cool fight. Well, in New Game Plus, you do that and you go to the fight. It's him and 7 copies of him. So there's 8 of him running around in this arena, and they're all attacking you with random magic. Like all over the place. It's a
Dang.
wild New Game Plus fight. So by the time you're getting to New Game Plus 2, Plus 3, and Plus 4, it's probably the hardest fight in the game, like
Yeah.
hands down, because it's
Okay.
utter chaos.
Right.
So I'm on New Game Plus 3 or 4. I don't remember where I was at, but I was chit-chatting in the Discord, right? And I'm throwing some things out there like, hey, I found a bug here. Oh, it would be cool if this happened, because I'm still in the testing build, right?
Yeah.
Well, Sebastian, his name is Sebastian, the developer. He's like, hey, by the way, there's a door in New Game Plus 5 that's opened if you get there. That is not normally opened.
Bro.
God dang it. Now
Yeah,
I
why
have
do
to
you
get
say
to,
that, dude?
I have to get to New Game Plus 5. So
You knew.
So I do. I get to New Game Plus 5, which, by the way, 3 and 4 were not as big of a leap as I thought they were going to be. They were hard, but New Game Plus 2 and 3, probably New Game Plus 3 was the hardest one because it was brutal. Like 2 hits and you're dead.
Yeah.
So I get to the point of doing New Game Plus 5, and I'm walking around. Nothing has changed. It's still the same thing, but I finally run into what he's talking about. So in the original, or just in the quest in general, you come up to an area where that temple that I was talking about. Inside the temple is a door that normally opens up, and you go into that spiky area I mentioned previously, and then there's a left entrance that you can go out to, and there's a courtyard, and then the secret tunnels with the corruption. And then on the right, there's a switch that opens up spiky area. So those are the 2 primary areas that you can go. Standard fare. Well, in the middle of this courtyard is like a raised set of steps, and then a giant, I'm talking like 5-6 character heights tall. It's huge set of doors, and they're open. And I was like, oh my God, what am I about to find? So I walk in there, and there's big statues everywhere. And there is a single small statue that's about my size, and it's just standing there with this sword, and it's glowing all kinds of colors, and I pick it up. So my standard swipe with my greatsword, I'm doing about 5,000 points of damage, just to give you a scale, right?
Right.
So I pick up this sword. The sword is called the Blade of Dev. Huh? There you go. Yeah, so the Blade of Dev is the developer's sword, and it does 100,000 points of damage as its base damage score.
Yeah, it's the fuck you sword.
It's the fuck you sword. I got the fuck you sword, and I'm so excited. So I get the fuck you sword, and I just burn through the rest of the game. I'm killing everything in one hit. I couldn't. I'm just bam, bam, bam. So I pop on some rings that are like, there's the Ring of Blades, which increases melee damage, the Ring of Spikes, which does a similar thing. And then there's one called the Ring of the Glass Warrior, which makes you squishier, but it increases damage.
More damage.
So I pop all 3 of those on, and I'm doing like 200,000 points of damage. So at this point, the game has taken me from New Game of experiencing a really cool Souls-like, Zelda-like, Kingsfield-like type game that has its own unique story and personality, and it is awesome. I really had a fun time. Move on, and it gives you a challenge and new content, and then you get a reward for continuing to keep persevering and climbing that mountain. So the thing I normally do, just because I got a reward for, and it validated me as a game player, right?
Oh yeah.
So now where I'm at now is I'm on New Game Plus 10.
Oh my God.
And let me tell you, at some point, I can tell you that the enemy damage and health is going up by a percentile. So it's exponentially growing. Meaning at some point, things are going to start killing me in one hit, whether I want it or not. So I'm going to have to get really, I have sheared down the path through the game. I'm like, I don't need to do this area. It provides nothing to me. I don't need to do this boss. I don't need to kill those guys. I can run past this section. I can avoid that. I can basically burn through the game in about 45 minutes to an hour. If I'm just being it's crazy, because my first playthrough was 18 hours. It's content heavy if you're playing it for the first time.
Yeah.
So what I'm really loving is that the game morphed from an adventure into a mountain climb. My goal now is to see what level of new game I can get to before it's like, this is impossible. Nobody can do this.
Yeah.
And some of the enemies, some of the bosses now, they're not dying in one hit. They're dying in like 7
Whoa.
or 8 hits. Their health bars are like in the millions at this point. So
Dang.
it's getting, the stakes are getting up there, brother.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I just had to shout that out because, man, New Game Plus is so much fun when it's implemented correctly. And Verho Curse of Faces does it right. Right out of the gate, New Game Plus is fun. But for those who really just want to keep grinding, getting that Blade of Dev was so sick.
Dude,
like it's just a great power trip, you know?
No, 100% there is. And there's something beautiful that happens in a game. Like okay, this sounds so stupid, but like this is probably the best example of something that I have of this. Maybe not the best example. This is the one that comes to mind that's maybe the most like nostalgic for me.
Sure.
Okay, hang in there. There was this Flash game back in the day that I played that was a rip of the World of Warcraft world. Okay. And you were playing a Murloc, which in World of Warcraft is kind of this like fish humanoid thing.
All right.
You can look it up in image. They're a very interesting looking creature. They're called Murloc. You're playing a Murloc and you're fighting in like a 2D side, kind of like old Final Fantasy, where you're in like a combat, what do you call it?
Oh wow, yeah. No, this thing looks like a walking fish lizard with spikes on its head.
Yeah, they're kind of wild.
Well, that's crazy looking.
So you're playing that character, which is totally not like what you do in World of Warcraft. You're never playing that character. These are just like little derpy guys that like are there. You end up killing, like they're just enemies.
They're enemies. Okay.
Yeah. They're always enemies. But you're playing as this little enemy, and like you're just playing like it's a Flash game, so it's not like crazy complex. It's 2D, and you're in like these. You side scroll a little bit, but it's not like side scroll combat. It's like in between fights, like you're talking to people and you're doing a thing, and then you side scroll, and then you go fight an enemy that's in like the fight zone over here, and like you get into battle with them, and then you do a battle, and it's like select your ability, do an attack, it does this amount of damage. Now they do their attack, does this amount of damage. Right, Final Fantasy,
turn-based.
Yeah, a little turn-based, little RPG, old school Flash game. Well, you end up playing that game, and like it's not that long of a game because again, it's a Flash game, and there's like this one point in the game that you end up fighting what would be an actual player, essentially kind of person in World of Warcraft. Night elf.
Cool.
Okay. So you're fighting this night elf guy, and he's like the last boss. Like he's this badass boss. And you're like, I don't know how I'm going to kill him. Like you hit him, and literally every time you hit him, his character laughs at you. Like he does a laugh emote. He's like, and then he just like screws you up, like beats you to like a bloody pulp. And so like beating him is like really difficult, but then you beat him and you essentially get what you're talking about, a dev blade. The game is over. There's nothing else to do in the game, but you can wander around the rest of the world and you can use this dev blade and just one shot literally anything. And it feels so dang like invigorating after like struggling to get to that point and like just grinding to be able to beat that last guy. And then you're just rewarded with like the FU blade.
God mode. Yeah, yep. God mode.
It feels so nice. It feels so nice. And there's just like, you want to use it. And then what you're saying is you get to use it, and then you get to continue to like watch the game scale to where it becomes less OP, which is so good.
Yes.
Like, it keeps you using it.
That sword, you need that sword.
Yeah.
By the time you're cycling through this game multiple times, it's required that you use this sword. And at this point, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, if I don't have these rings equipped, I'm going to stop one-shotting every enemy. You know, it's not just going to be the bosses. It's going to be standard enemies. And the game's going to come back around to the original set where it's not only dangerous because the enemies aren't dying in one hit, they're dangerous because they'll kill me in one hit.
Yep.
It's freaking awesome.
Let me bring it back, full circle back to Fable. It's
Hell
like
yeah,
when I
let's
got
go.
it's like when I got that sword. It's like this epic god tier sword, and you're like, I can kill everything now. Like it is like everything is dying so fast. Like all the guys that I just fought, so easy.
Chump change.
And then boom, new enemies. Oh god, like
Amazing.
they're they're not just one shots. Like this epic sword is struggling, right? Like yeah, it's strong. Like you're beating them up, but like they clearly are significantly stronger than what you've
It's
been fighting.
necessary.
It's necessary for the next part, is what it feels like. And so,
Man, I'm so curious as to what would happen if you decided to banish the sword.
I know.
Oh my
Me
god.
too.
I'm not even
Me
playing
too.
that game and it has its hooks in me already.
Yeah. It's
That's
it's
so
definitely
sick.
interesting. Yeah, you got to do like a good playthrough and then tell me how it is or something. Like,
All right.
maybe that's
Hell
what
yeah.
happens. You do a moral run instead of an immoral run.
Yeah. So the flip side of New Game Plus is not just more or different enemies and weapons, but ironically, Dark Souls 3 in particular, but the other Dark Souls do this as well. They actually do it the wrong way, but because the game is the way it is, see, how do I put this? So if I'm going to play naked with a club and be, that guy,
Yeah.
I can roll around and use my iframes to dodge the bosses and win without leveling up.
Correct.
But when you're playing New Game Plus 7 or whatever in Dark Souls 3, every combat encounter with a boss is a razor's edge. So it's kind of like, even though you've got your super level character and your strong armor and your strong weapon, you're still on that razor's edge because you get hit once or twice by, Dark Eater Madeir. That's it. You're done. You died. So
yeah.
in one sense, it just makes the enemy stronger. And, Dark Souls 2 does a thing where it drops in new enemies and some interesting, weird mechanics they tried in that version. But ultimately, it's just numbers are bigger. However, that is the one set of games, the Souls-like, that I'm kind of okay with it being just bigger numbers of damage and bigger health bars. Because I still have to persevere through the fight, because the fights are always that way. They're never not that. Even on standard gameplay, if you know what you're doing, you can get away with it, but also it's still a struggle. If you make a mistake, you're going to suffer the consequences. And so, that's definitely not the way I would recommend most games do it. I would love for most New Game Pluses to be either a more streamlined playthrough, or have other characters react to, like, haven't we been here before? Like if there's a cyclical story. And what's funny about actually Bloodborne is that the story itself is cyclical. So when you get to the end, you actually are reincarnated and you start the whole cycle over again, like from a story perspective. So doing New Game Plus makes sense logically too, not just like, oh, I'm going to play the game again. But yeah, man, I'm just loving the cycle that I've taken, the journey that I've taken with Cursive Faces. So if you guys have, what is it? I think it might be like $10. If you got $10 to spare, you should play Verho. It's so badass. And yeah, so New Game Plus 10 at this point. I'm going to push it as hard as I can and see what number I can get to. And hopefully somebody in the Discord will be able to top whatever I make it to. But yeah,
$20.
Oh, $20. Yeah,
yeah,
$20. Whatever. Don't go out to lunch one day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pick Verho up. It's well worth your time. And I think I put 160 hours into it at this point.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I get sucked into stuff though.
Wow. No, I mean,
that's been my thing lately.
It's worth it. It sounds like it's worth putting in the time. It sounds like it's worth more than $20. Like it's one of those games where you look at it at the surface. Like when I would scroll to this is not something that I would be like, oh, this is a $20 game. I'm looking and it's judging a book by its cover. Truly, that's what I would do. So I'd look at it and go, oh, graphic fidelity. Like it looks very kind of like basic Skyrim-esque combat from the main page. I'm not like, oh, I'm hyped to play this game. But once you're in it, like the tender love and care that has gone into this game is showing through the experience that you've had, and not just the base level game, but like this game just keeps you going. Like it keeps you coming back to it, and it continues to give you something to enjoy and to play that's not boring. It's just the
absolutely.
right, it's like it's just the right little hit that you
Yep.
need to just keep going back to it.
Yeah,
Which is part,
absolutely.
that's what you want. It's exactly
Yeah.
what you want.
And you know what hooked me on it was not even how the game looked or anything. I played
Right.
the demo, and I accidentally
Mm.
played the demo for 10 hours one day. And I realized it when I
insane.
looked up, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god,
Wow.
well, now I have to get the game." So then I picked it up and just kept going, and it's well worth it. And I really like, so this is sort of a testament to TLC that can be given to a game. And it's not just a solo developer. He definitely has some people that he has, co-opted for some help here and there. He's got some great voice actors. Actually, one of the voice actors on my first live stream, I'm uploading those videos now. One of the voice actors showed up in my Twitch chat for a little while, was like kind of going back and forth, telling me some things about the game and like helping me through some of the puzzles. It was kind of cool. But there's something about a simplified approach to a game, because the game isn't complex per se,
Right.
but it's one of those games that when you play it, you're like, okay, this simplified set of combat mechanics was done in a way that it both is entertaining to play and
Mhm.
feels good. It feels good to play. That's
Yeah.
what keeps me coming back to most games that I come back to over and over. They
Right.
feel good. Whether it is like a really good combat set, or even the shoot, one game I could think of from 2000 is called Deus Ex. I don't know if I've probably talked about it a few
Oh, yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Deus Ex feels good to play, even though it's kind of jank. The
Yep.
story's awesome, and there's so many different ways to approach all of the different scenarios. That game falls under the category of, I guess you would call it an immersive sim, where
Right.
you've got a hostage to rescue, and you can sneak through the vents, or you could go in guns blazing. It's very, what Cyberpunk is today really wouldn't be. Deus Ex walked so that Cyberpunk could run, right?
Right. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
those are the types of things that keeps me coming back to a game. And the way Verho approaches both its combat and its new game plus content is just chef's kiss. Really enjoying
Beautiful.
those other playthroughs there.
So I love to hear that. I absolutely love to hear that.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. And the developer's so nice, and so the community so into it. There's another game he's working on right now called Bonehold, which, sick name for a game, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bonehold is going to be like a roguelike type of game, where you're dungeon crawling roguelike. So I'm really excited to get to I think I'm going to wind up testing that here in a couple of days to see how it goes. I'll report back and let you know how it plays.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, if it doesn't make you sign a paper saying you can't talk about it.
I mean, there was no
Hopefully he'll
NDR.
watch this.
The NDA, excuse, that's what I want. In not a non-delivery report.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna. I didn't want to
It's
sound
my
like a
IT
nerd.
background coming out there. Yeah, so that's what. Anyway, that's what I've been doing, is just playing through that. I'm gonna knock out Bloodborne, and I think what I might jump into next is actually Cyberpunk. I think John has sold me so hard on getting into Cyberpunk that I think we'll probably be jumping into that. I'll do that on live stream and report back, and I'll bet you John is gonna lose his shit when I get into it. I
No,
can't wait to
it,
to
dude,
tell.
it really is a good game. Like it's
Yeah.
actually fantastic. It- it's one of those games where there's so much to do, and the world is so interactive with you.
Yeah.
You're never bored. Like if you're bored, it's because it's you. It's not the game.
Yeah, it's you. You don't like that game. That's all.
Yeah, like it's a you problem, not the game problem. Like the game has got everything that you need to enjoy and have fun in it, and it feels great. The way that they've moved, again, day one, not the same game as they've put, you know, the work in and made it what it is today.
Yeah.
It definitely is definitely worth going through and playing.
That's
But
cool.
yeah.
Well, actually, one more thing I wanted to mention about the characters in Verho is you do get some story like closure at the end of the game. So as you go through, like you can complete storylines and you can, man, there's this one story that got me like emotionally. There's a
Whoa.
character named Loran, and you meet him. He's got purple armor on. He's cool looking. But you meet Loran and he says, "I'm looking for somebody." Okay, cool. Well, you meet him throughout the areas and like, hey, you walk into the first town, the nameless village, and he's like, "Hey, there's a guy behind this door. We need to talk to him. So, you know, I'll be here for a little bit." And then you come back. He's like, "Hey, I've lingered long enough. I'm gonna head out." So he heads out, and you run into him again, and he's like, "Hey, that person I'm looking for is not here either." So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna go. And you're like, "Man, who is this guy looking
Who
for?
is he looking for?
What is Loran trying to find?" So there is a moment in this town where by yourself, Loran's nowhere to be found. You've come across a body that looks very similar to Loran, and it's got some like glowing stuff around it. And at first I was like, "Oh
Right.
shit, Loran got killed."
Yeah.
That's not the case. So
No.
if you after you open up this gate, you can save the game and or do a rest at the bonfire, so to speak, and come
Yeah.
back. And Loran is standing over this body, and he's like, "I found him. This is him. This is my brother."
No.
Turns out Loran and his brother grew up in a tribe where both of their goals was to be the greatest warrior, right? So they trained and trained, and his brother was always better than he was.
No.
And he was jealous. So one day when the tribe's army was commissioned to go out into battle, there was a special spear called Ixar that it's like a fire spear. It's freaking rad. This spear belonged to his brother, and he hid the spear from his brother. So his brother didn't get to take his special spear into battle, and he died because of it. So now Loran has gone on knowing that he screwed his brother out of his special spear. And now here you are. And he finally found his brother and confirmed, yeah, he's dead. And he's dead because of me. And so next time when you save the game and come back, Loran has stabbed himself in the chest next to his brother. It's like the most heartbreaking story of all time. And it's told through such small little interactions. And once you get the lore dump on it, you're like, "Oh my God, that's so heavy." It's so sad. So not to
Bro,
bring it
that was
down.
crazy. What?
Yeah, it's terrible. But
Wow.
here's what I was going to get at. So I spun that story because what you can do is if you run across the brother's body, you can destroy the body. So when Loran shows up in that location, he's just there and he's like, "Nothing but death and mayhem here. I've still got to find my brother." So then he leaves. He will accompany you to one of the demon areas and help you fight. When you get to the end, if you have let him find his brother and he's dead, you fight his ghost. But when he's there, he gets this like moment where all these thoughts flood into his head, and he realizes that you defiled his brother's body, and he's pissed at you. And he's like, "I can't believe you did that." So then you have to fight him for real. And therein lies another fork. You can either fight and kill him, or you cannot fight him at all, and he just keeps attacking. He's kind of going on this tirade like, "I can't believe you did this. I'll never forgive you." And then he finally comes to a realization. He's like, "Why aren't you fighting me?" He's like, "Wait a minute. You're not the one I need to be mad at. It's the demon that killed my brother. Let's go kill that thing." And so when you go and you slay the demon, he's like, "Here, take the spear. I know that's what you wanted anyway. Now get out of here. And I never want to see you again because you did that to my brother's body." There is no way to win in Loran's story, and I both hate it and love it.
No,
Because
that's a beautiful story. That's why it's
crazy.
good.
Yeah,
That's
why
why
it's
it's
good.
good. Oh my
Mhm.
God.
Yeah. It's pretty heavy,
Wow.
right? But I love that you can both fight the enemies and you can like bring Loran to the point of questioning
really
why
good
he's even
writing.
fighting. It's awesome writing. Right?
Building a story like that is like takes talent.
It does. It really does. And there's a lot that game is littered with stuff like that. Like you get to this village, it's called the Maskless Village, and everybody there's a lore reason why everybody's there. And I won't get into it because it would take a long time to break down. But ultimately, you're talking to a guy who's like, basically, we're all here. We've all decided not to even have children because they're all going to be cursed anyway. So we're all just waiting to either die of old age or for these demons to come and kill us. So everybody there in this maskless village is just destitute. And it's such a, like, if you let the game and drive it a specific way, it's so depressing. But there's also an arc you can take where you can redeem everything and pull the world out of the cursed, the world of Yerev out of its cursed state. So yeah, excellent writing. I had a blast going through all the little stories and seeing the little forks that they can take. And man, there's even a character that'll stab you in the back, like literally. He's like, hey man, go look over the edge of that cliff. It's pretty far down. And as you walk over there, a little cutscene plays and he knifes you in the back, dude, and then sends you into the bottom of this cliff and you have to like fight your way out, basically. It's wild. The game goes places in so many ways. Man.
Wow.
Such a great game.
No, like you just hyped me up to play that game, bro. I'm not gonna lie, you're selling me on it.
You should totally play it. It's a lot of fun.
We're gonna have to game swap.
Right?
Hey man, I'll give you my game if you let me borrow yours.
Yeah. Too bad games aren't on discs and we can just pop them into an Xbox at somebody's house or whatever. They are over. Well, there's Steam family sharing and stuff. So there's some good digital concessions to be made on that front.
Some alternatives, yeah.
They're all right.
Yeah, but this is clearly one of those that you're gonna want to buy.
You wouldn't regret picking it up. That's for sure.
Yep. Big time.
So yeah, those are our I think those are I might have played a thing here or two. We did a Hollow Knight boss ranking video, so if you guys check that out on YouTube. Did you watch that one?
I didn't get the chance to watch it yet, but I saw it drop because I remember you telling me about it, so I was keeping an eye, but I haven't watched it yet. No,
you should watch it because my kiddo Everett, he shows up and we rank all the bosses together, and he's so into it. He's such a funny
person. Dude, I loved the graphic. The graphic was so good.
Oh, thanks.
Like, wasn't it the thumbnail? It's like the thumbnail that you used or something, or like the intro.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just spun something up at ChatGPT. It was like, hey, put us back to back with some shades or whatever. Yeah, it's great,
dude. That was sick.
I appreciate that. Yeah, you should definitely check it out though, because he's so funny.
He is, dude. He really
is. Homie has opinions about these bosses.
I love it.
I mentioned one or two of the bosses. He's like, trash boss, total trash boss. Like, he's got things to say.
That's good. It's awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, damn, we've been talking for a little bit over 2 hours now. Can you believe that?
I can.
I love that these games are eliciting such a reaction. So if that's not something that drives you to play those games, I don't know what to tell you about that. So pick up Fable, the 2014 version, the anniversary edition, and pick up Curse of Faces for sure. You'll have a great time with both of those, it sounds like. But at this point, it sounds like we're gonna have to close it out because it's getting a mite late up in here. Yes, hearts up. Wow, that was a hell of a conversation, Devin. It's always great to talk to you. It's always great to be on this podcast with you. We miss you, John. Hope your CCNA is going well, homie. And if you're done with it, congratulations, because I know you did well. You're awesome. But we're going to go ahead and wrap the show up. Thank you so much for being here. As always, just want to remind you that you're awesome, you're loved, what you do matters. And I want you to call your mom, call your dad, call your family, call your friends, because life is too damn short. So we're going to throw our hearts up in the air. We love you. We think you're awesome. And hopefully we'll see you guys next time on the Umbrella Fight podcast. Let's cue the music and get out.